This is a Big Bang Theory scene where the cast is having a meal together when one man says that there are no vegetables when Howard mentions that there are tomatoes when referring to ketchup. It's a group of bright people next to candlelight, and one woman mentions that they are like in an 18th century French salon. This could be taken as lexical variation because bright in the sentence can mean smart, intellectual, witty, and so on. Also, the word salon has one meaning here and is referred to a hair parlor later on. Sheldon tells Penny that a salon is a gathering of intellectuals that entertain each other with sparkling conversations about issues of the day. Penny says it's like The View, and the first woman explains to Sheldon that The View is a talk show with women, or hosted by women, and Sheldon says that Whoopi Goldberg was on that show and in Star Trek Next Gen. He then starts to explain that to Penny what Next Gen is, and she interrupts him with just shut up. In this scene, the confusing lexical variations of salon, view, and next gen and their meanings are explained to the group. Gen instead of generation is also a morphological variation because it is missing the second half of the full word. One man proposes a salon talk where he mentions that the main character in the Hunger Games is female and that Marvel has made Thor, but he pronounces it Tor, is a female. Penny tries to clarify what he was saying. He was trying to say Thor, god of thunder, and not Tor, god of thunder. This is an example of phonological variation where one character pronounces a word differently from others because of regional and cultural differences in the pronunciation of TH. He is trying to say that we are starting to get to a society of gender equality. Howard even mentions that more girls are reading comic books. One woman says that we won't know if there's gender equality until Thor has a baby and no one will mind her breastfeeding at work. Penny then starts a new salon topic. Are salons a dumb thing from a long time ago or an interesting thing made dumb by talking about superheroes? Sheldon says that it isn't a dumb idea, it's all about the execution. And that becomes the new topic. And Sheldon mocks Leonard for making this the new topic and thinking more about the inspiration. Howard, as an engineer, thinks the execution is more important, and Sheldon agrees, again, by mocking Leonard. They bicker, and Penny says if she wanted to hear that, she would go to her real salon. And this is where the lexical variation comes up again, where salon means a totally different thing than before. Sheldon and Leonard go back and forth, and Sheldon says that many people can have that idea, but don't do the math like him. And Leonard thinks that he is most important one in the world, even better than the ones fighting for freedom, the boys overseas. And one corrects him by adding in girls. Boys overseas is a syntactic variation because it is a phrase that means soldiers, military, army, etc. are fighting for us in another country. Sheldon says that she already ruined Thor and needs to give it a rest. Sheldon and Leonard bicker about credit until the long-haired blonde lady says for Sheldon and Leonard to go to the living room. Sheldon says that says that his name was called first and that this is painful for Leonard. They then get called to the living room and are yelled at like children. And it is mentioned that she sounds like Harold's mother. Other phrases that can be considered syntactical variations are not a vegetable in sight, sparkling conversations, as I was saying, suckle at the bosom of Thor, you just got burned, I lean towards execution, and give it a rest.